Afternoon, people. Welcome to another episode of BNR's Transfer Daily. It's me again. You're probably thinking Asim and Jean were taking it turns Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They were rotating, just like how fluid Liverpool's attack was on Monday afternoon and Monday evening in particular. But here I am. Jean's a bit busy with the family. He's got a few weddings going on, a few Mendis going on. I hope he's not putting Mendy on his hands, but you know what I mean. He still has to play a role, carry the kids at the back, and munch on a few drumsticks as part of the evening. So, welcome, people. Welcome. Still, not still, already around 220 in the building. You know what it is. You know how it works. Smash a like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get those likes going, people. 316, never mind 216. H is in the building as well. I don't know what time it is in Doha. Probably what, 4 or 5 o'clock if I'm right. But nice to see H in the building as well. So welcome all. Take a seat. You've got me for the best part of a good best part of an hour, I'd say, to discuss what's been happening since last night. I wasn't on the show. The boys were discussing if Liverpool are going to get Barcola as well as Isak. Is it Isak or Barcola, or is it Barcola that has just been prioritized now since Newcastle's stance? But we are not taking Newcastle's stance at face value, or even Liverpool's stance at face value. This notion, and this is my opinion, and my opinion only, is that Liverpool are not going to return with an improved second bid for Alexander Isak. I just think is the media narrative. I think is the pitch that the journalists have been given from the Liverpool side. Liverpool obviously don't want to piss off Newcastle, but they had to engage. They had to start somewhere. And I've been talking about Liverpool sending a message to Newcastle about, forget about 150 million pounds. We're around the 120 million mark, and we're going to start around the 110 million pound mark. So it'll be interesting to see when that bid is coming. I think it's coming very, very soon. And that's not based on any information that I've been given. It's just purely on what my comments on Twitter were saying today. Guesswork. You can call it calculated guesses, or you can just take it as Asim's just taking a chance on things. But sometimes I'm allowed to give my opinion as well. And that may be wrong. That might be right. You never know. But I won't be one of them saying, look, I was given information when I tweeted Liverpool's bid is imminent. When it's information, I will tell you it's information as well. But what I will give you, since I'm on the topic of giving my opinion today, is I think Liverpool are exploring two attacking options this summer. They are open to the idea. They are exploring the idea. They are monitoring the idea. They like the idea. Call it what you want. But I think Liverpool are looking to bringing in two options. Whether that may be an Alexander Isak and a Bradley Barcola remains to be seen. The journalists don't think it is. I think it got shut down by James Pearce last night. It got more or less shut down, as far as I remember, by Paul Joyce as well. Let's go and head over as to see what's been aggregated this morning, and then we'll discuss further. But there's already 556 in the building, people. Please smash a like and subscribe to the channel. I've not even checked if we reached 16,000 overnight. But what I do know is we were around 20 subs from 16,000, and I don't think we hit that because my app still tells me it's 15.9. Come on, people, let's get us over the 16,000 subs. I think we started this transfer window on around 12,000. So our summer is just as good as Liverpool's as well. That we've built this community, we've given you consistent content, and head over to the BNR Ultra membership as well. What is that? In case you're wondering, is you head over. I think it's pinned in the chat. You head over to our YouTube main page. It'll say become a YouTube member. And then you pay $4.99 a month and you enjoy exclusive content. I wish I could share you the latest updates that we've got from the studio. I can tell you I can't share until it's ready now. I gave you some sneak peeks, but I've been told off some big bosses have been in my ear over the last 3-4 days saying, Asim, that's enough. Let's get it ready now and get the big reveal maybe next week. We've got a race to 20,000K on YouTube. We've got a race to getting the studio ready for that Friday night for the first watch along between Liverpool and Bournemouth. So people, spam the like button, spam the subscribe button, and let's get us over 16,000 subscribers whilst I'm on stream today. Let's head over to Anfield sector then. Am I sharing the screen with you guys? Just bear with me. There we are. This was around about 3 hours ago. Liverpool are now exploring the market for a new attacker. Alexander Isak remains the top priority. Liverpool will bid again if Newcastle offer encouragement. Liverpool have a very specific criteria. Any attacker, Isak or other, must be of sufficient quality to start rather than sign for squad depth and be available for a market value. It's why Liverpool will only bid again for Isak if he's genuinely attainable. Well, I'm going to switch that. I don't think Liverpool genuinely let Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez leave the club if they didn't have an enormous amount of confidence that Isak is genuinely attainable, to Nick Ben Jacobs words there. So I think this is the media pitch that Liverpool are getting. It is very, very similar to what Paul Joyce is saying, very similar to what David Ornstein is saying. And Liverpool just don't want to give anything away. And they're waiting for that moment. Like I said, they had to engage at some point. They had to start the negotiations on their terms, because at the end of the day, Newcastle have a player who's in Sociedad and the squad was in Korea. So Liverpool wanted to make sure they lead the negotiations, and they had to start at around £110 million. And I don't think they let Darwin Núñez, as much as you think Darwin Núñez was going to leave the club regardless and everything. But at the end of the day, we've got 3 attackers as I speak. Frimpong is a utility player. He will start probably a lot of games at right back anyway, because Conor Bradley just can't keep fit, let's be honest. So if Frimpong is doing a lot of right back shifts and Bradley is playing the bit part role or the supporting act because of his injuries, then where does that leave Frimpong covering Mohamed Salah on the right wing? So I just think, excuse me, still suffering, as you can tell. Let's go and see what else has been aggregated. This is the similar story coming from Paul Joyce and the Times. Liverpool will look to sign another attacker after Darwin Núñez agreed to move to Al Hilal, with Alexander Isak still their priority. There remain obvious obstacles in a deal for Isak, however, not least whether Newcastle will allow him to leave given their struggle to recruit players, and also what fee they would ask. More on Bradley Barcola and Paul Joyce. Reports of interest in Paris Saint-Germain's Bradley Barcola have been downplayed in part because of the emergence of Rio, who is at 17 at the end of the month and has made a strong impression in pre-season. Is this Liverpool coming out after the Barcola interest has been confirmed by the French journalists? And let's make sure we emphasize the fact that these weren't any old French journalists. Fabrice Hawkins is very, very reliable in my eyes, and from the dealings that we've had with him, born and read. So, and I think the first journalist who came out, I can't remember who it was, but Josh aggregated him. And if Josh generally aggregates you, then generally speaking, that reflects on your credibility as well. So I think Liverpool are downplaying this interest. Maybe they don't want other parties coming in. Does this interest get materialized to an official move, an official bid? Remains to be seen. But yeah, Evil makes a good point. I think it was Evil. TUA 33 saying we ain't getting both, but Fabio Romano has even said it. Look, generally speaking, if Romano tells you, you listen. But I personally think that Liverpool are exploring 2 forwards. Now, that doesn't mean it's Alexander Isak and Bradley Barcola. It could be an attacker and another low value potential 19, 20, 21-year-old who is also versatile across the attacking areas. And attacking areas is what Paul Joyce said. Was that a bit of a slip of the keyboard, a slip of the hand? Was he meant to write just an attacking area, or the forward line, as in the down the middle, Alexander Isak? Why did he? Was that a little hint towards Liverpool that they are looking at two forwards? So there was a plural. It was a plural. Maybe we are putting the magnifying glass on the article a bit too much and reading too much. But sometimes we're here to do that. We're here to read between the lines. But it's been my opinion for about the best part of a month now that Liverpool and Slot, every time he talked about the forward line, he really liked the options. And I asked about Federico Chiesa today, and I just got an abrupt response. Maybe he was on the bog. Who the couple of people I speak to, but I messaged probably the most reliable person I speak to outside of social media, and he said still expected to leave Asim. That's all I got. Still expected to leave Asim. And the reason why I mentioned Federico Chiesa is, let's be honest, yeah, he's got a brilliant song. He's a really nice lad. He wears his heart on his sleeve, whether he's on the pitch or on the bench. And we all absolutely adore the man. But let's be honest and call a spade a spade. Arne Slot does not trust Federico Chiesa on the pitch at the highest level on the biggest of days. And it doesn't have to be the biggest of days. It can even mean that home to Palace or home to Bournemouth or even these decent Premier League sides. I don't think he trusts Federico Chiesa on the pitch. So if he's going and Darwin Núñez is more or less done, I think that'll get officially confirmed, and that transfer will be official with him being announced. I think he heads over to Germany. Is it today or tomorrow for a medical? So in the next 24 hours, we'll see Darwin Núñez officially in an Al Hilal shirt, and then Luis Diaz has already left the building. We've got three attackers. We've got three attackers, and you're telling me, as much as these guys like to plan things and how shrewd these guys have been, the Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards of this world, and all the data team as a collective, you're telling me these guys have not got some assurances as to what plans they've got for the next week or two. You're telling me they've just taken the money from Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz and the expected exit of Federico Chiesa, all that money in their hands, and now they're going and basically doing a Newcastle, where they have to scurry around Europe trying to find this attacker that is so good that it can't be just adding to the squad depth. It has to be a plug and play option and coming straight into the team. You're telling me that Liverpool don't have a plan? I beg to differ. I really do. And then, as Andrew Wright has rightly put, and pardon the pun, has rightly put on the chat, that Elliott and Doak are expected to leave as well. Elliott, I told you yesterday, Liverpool are looking around the 40 million mark for Harvey Elliott. Leipzig are obviously in discussions with him. It remains to be seen if he gives the green light to move to Germany, or if he stays in the Premier League. There are interest parties. Maddison's news at Tottenham. Does it make Tottenham move for a number 10? Harvey Elliott is a player that would, I think, love a move to someone like Tottenham, a really good club, Premier League, London-based, and some room for development and an opportunity, even though it's come through really bad and sad circumstances via Maddison getting a long-term injury. But sometimes you need some sort of opportunity that you need to grasp. And it remains to be seen if Tottenham make a move in the number 10 market, or do they leave Kulusevski as a number 10 and they go for a wide player, someone like Mbeumo, who they were also, eyeing up as well. But we know Newcastle were interested, and then he ended up at Man United. So it remains to be seen. And then Doak, Liverpool were looking at the 20 to 25 million mark, I think it was, in January. I think, who was interested. Crystal Palace were interested. Everton, there was some whispers about Everton going for Ben Doak as well. And I think this summer Liverpool will accept around anything between 18 to 20 million pounds for Ben Doak. They might have probably, since the form that he showed at Middlesbrough last year in the early part of the season, that 25 million might have been realistic. But I think if you add up all these exits, you're telling me Liverpool are not looking at 5 or 6 option. And I don't think it necessarily stops the pathway of Rio. We shouldn't be thinking purely about Rio's pathway. Yes, it's a factor. Yes, we should look at it because he's an enormous, unbelievable young talent. But if it means we also need to win trophies now, and we also need to make sure that Cody Gakpo is not alone and carrying that burden of the left wing option all season. I don't want Cody Gakpo as the main option and then Rio. Although I absolutely love the kid, you never know. One, Cody Gakpo might go through a really bad run for 2-3 months where he can't grab a goal, he can't take anyone on, and there's a huge lack of confidence. Then what do you do with Cody Gakpo? Do you put him on the bench and give Rio for 3, 4, 5 games in the space of 7 to 10 days, where you've got Arsenal away, you've got Man City away, you've got Man United at home, or something? So I'm obviously, going off I'm just giving you some random fixtures, but you know what I mean. 4 or 5 fixtures. Are we prepared to see Rio? Are we prepared to give him that responsibility? And I know I've been talking about over the last week saying, if you're good enough, you're old enough. Yes, 100%. But we need to strike a balance. We need to strike a balance. And generally speaking, I think we need to see him develop, give him those minutes at the right time on our terms and his terms, where we're not looking at a player of Rio's age and profile and we're judging him because we're playing Arsenal at home and saying he missed a few chances. Yes, he's going to miss a few chances and he might excite us and he will excite us. But what's going to happen is he might have a couple of off days, and where Gakpo is also not in form and maybe carrying an injury, recovering. We know when Cody Gakpo gets an injury, he comes back and he needs a few weeks to get back into rhythm. Some players are like that. I think Fabinho was like that. He looked absolute half the player when he used to come back from injuries, and he just used to take him 2-3 weeks to get back into rhythm. And I think we should let him off the leash on our terms, and this is the reason why we need to add to the attacking areas as to what Paul Joyce is referring to. And I've already mentioned the fact that I think Jeremy Frimpong will do a lot of shifts at right back. If Bradley is fit, we can get 20-30 minutes out of Frimpong coming in into games when Salah's tired, the other team's tired, and the last thing that you need is someone like Frimpong running at you and getting to the byline and cutting back balls for his strikers or attacking midfielders running into the box. But the fact that, let's be honest, Conor Bradley, I don't trust in terms of his fitness. I think Jeremy Frimpong, it's hard to tell. Let's see what the extent of this injury is. I just think Jeremy Frimpong will be first choice at Liverpool at right back, not because the manager is just purely looking at him as a right back option first choice. I don't think he'll be left with a choice because Conor Bradley just can't stay fit. It's as simple as that. Was there anything else that we needed to share? There's 760 of you people. I'm here for another 20 minutes. The aim of the game today is to get us over 16,000 subscribers. And I don't know if the admin has turned on that option in the chat where only the subscribers can comment. So if that option is off and you're a non-subscriber, do the right thing, please. And subscribe to the channel because all the analytics, back office, YouTube stuff is very, very good. And they tell us if you turn that setting on, I don't even know how to turn it on. So that's my bad. I need to learn how that is done. But they tell us if you turn that option on, then the chances of someone subscribing to your channel increase massively as well. So I think it's on. If it's not, close the chat right now, people, as I get a few more quotes from today's aggregators. Only 17 more needed to 16k. I don't know how Faki has got that. Has he got our back office logins? Big up, Faki, for telling me that, please. There's a stat for you. Only 17 more needed for 16,000k, Asim. Please like and subscribe, people, and let's get all the line as I speak. Let's get back to Josh and see how busy he's been this morning. Paul Joyce, there's more of from his article. Liverpool are looking for defensive reinforcements, but believe Inter Milan are ahead of the game, the chase and the game, if you like, of 18-year-old centre-back Giovanni Leoni of Parma. He was managed by Christian Chivu. There's a proper defender. Jose Mourinho's Christian Chivu. Last season with Chivu, having since moved to Inter, the Serie A side will be able to offer him more playing time. So if Christian Chivu is his mentor and his role model, and if he's half as good as Chivu, then this lad will be, one, very good, and two, have a decent career. David Ornstein. Let's move on to David Ornstein. But just to finish on Leoni, it looks like Inter are favourites. Liverpool like the player. Paul George has mentioned Giovanni Leoni a couple of times now over the last 48 hours. So that shows you how strong the interest is from Liverpool. But it looks like Inter Milan are ahead of the queue at the moment. But you never know if Liverpool do have one thing ahead of Inter Milan. Obviously, we're a bigger club than Inter Milan as well. But it might just need a few extra £1 million towards Parma, a few better terms for the player on a personal level. And you never know, we could get that. And I do know the people that have a lot of information in regards to the club in general have been telling me all summer that Liverpool are looking for an 18 to 19-year-old centre-back. That is what I've been getting. Was I even showing you that screen as well? I don't even think I was showing you that screen. There they are. There it is, people. Sorry about that. There we are. That's what I was reading from. So Liverpool are also looking for a defensive reinforcements. Leoni, Christian Chivu has moved to Inter Milan, and the Serie A outfit are favourites. So yeah, he might need to take a few bob to get him, but at the moment, it's clear, according to Paul Joyce, that Inter Milan are favourites for a centre-back. And we've been talking about two attackers. We've been talking about two defenders. I tweeted about 3-4 weeks ago that I would buy two, not three. If you could get three, why not? I'm coming, 10 minutes. The family's ready to go out, as you can tell. So, sorry about that, just to scream down the mic. Two centre-backs. Is this linked to the Mark Gahey situation? Is this Paul Joyce coming out and saying, Crystal Palace, we know that you've got a really good asset at the club. That asset has only got 12 months left on his contract in Mark Gahey and his situation at Palace. So what are you going to do? Are you going to soften your stance? Are you going to bring that transfer value down? Because we're ready to move on with Giovanni Leoni. And you know, and we know that the player wants Liverpool. Where are those links? Yes, we've seen some links with with Mark Gahey and Newcastle over the last 24 to 48 hours. But I don't think Newcastle are in a position to leapfrog Liverpool, even though they've got that Isak cash in their palms of their hands. But we've got more. Despite how much we've spent, we've got more than Newcastle, and our PSR situation is a lot better. The ideal situation is to bring Mark Gahey in now. We've lost Kwanzaa. There's a question mark with Joe Gomez's Achilles, if we're going by the latest mishap that he's had and had to return back from the tour. And then Kanate's situation, and never mind Joe Gomez's Achilles, is something else in a week or two or a month or two, if I'm really being honest. So there's too many question marks across that back line. And I said a couple of weeks ago, it would be criminal. It would be criminal for Liverpool to enter the new season as champions with only 3 centre-backs in their squad. We cannot go with Endo as an option. We cannot go with Robertson as an option. We cannot even go and wait for Stefan Bajetic as an option at centre back. All these players have done decently well, but let's be honest, they are not specialised centre backs. If Gehi comes and they can't get Leone, I would still be happy with that. The ideal situation and the scenario that I've been pushing and many of you guys have been pushing is we need Mark Gehi to cover that option as a right centre back, left centre back option, and give Van Dijk some days off as well next season, but also bring the succession plan for Van Dijk that we've been planning for the last 2-3 seasons. So, and Leone maybe is that option to nurture him, play the understudy role at times with Van Dijk, learn off the great man and the big man in training and on the pitch as well in competitive games, and let him develop as a proper good centre back as well. And he's got the physicality. I've done some checks on him on the stats as well. It looks like it's a proper project signing, and we're not expecting anything else at the age of 18, 19. And I repeat, every time I've asked about the situation to the people I speak to are close to the club, all summer have been telling me Liverpool are looking at an 18, 19-year-old for this summer. And it's obvious, even if you don't have that information coming out from the club, Liverpool have been looking at that option for the last 2 years, and but literally just lost out on those players. Euro, we lost out on. Dean Huijsen was a big signing for Liverpool because it was so good that he's a signing for now and for the future as well. And there's a good thing about Dean Huijsen was he's so comfortable being a defender who can pass it like Van Dijk, but you can also be a defender like Matip and play on the right-hand side because one, he's so comfortable with his right foot, and two, he's such a good carrier of the ball and coming and into midfield and going, progressing with the ball. He was an all-round, and he had the height, and he had the age profile to really develop into a proper Champions League established defender. But look, we can't rest on our laurels now. We have to keep on going, dipping into the market. And Asim, your mic. What's wrong with it? Can you hear me all right, people? It looks like the chat is frozen as well as my mic. It's fine. Come on, Ali, man. I was in full flow there. Full flow. Let's go to the super chats selection. Thank you so much, brother. Always being very, very generous with your super chats and your support from day one as well. Chiesa minutes will be handed to Rio. Fair point. It could be Isak plus another. We're not making 300 million signing acquisitions, agent fees, wages, etc. Though that's all I know. Look, I get that opinion. It's a valid opinion. Is Isak and Barcola likely? I would say no. Would it surprise you? Yes and no. Yes, because we've spent 100 million on 3 signings, but no also selection. That if someone told you that we're going to buy Alexander Isak and Florian Wirtz a month and a half ago, you would have sent the same message saying, look, you're off your head. We're not signing Wirtz and Isak for 116 million and 130 million. It's not going to happen. So one more, would it surprise you? Yes, because what we've done so far. No, is because what we've also done so far. We're shopping at the top table. So I'm not going to rule it out a selection. Is it likely? I'd say no. I'd still probably say that Liverpool are looking at Isak and probably one more player who is versatile across the line. But like I said last night on the tweet, do not rule out absolutely anything this summer selection. Absolutely nothing. Because I think Liverpool has seen this situation as a few clubs have got other areas of priority. They're spending money. Some have got PSR issues. Barcelona are sorting their own issues out that they've had for about the last 2-3 years. They might just get Lewandowski for another year, then maybe look at a striking option next season. Real Madrid probably can't improve that forward line. Rodrigo can't get in. So I think Liverpool are using the transfers as an opportunity to go really, really big, smash it out of the park. And if it means just, keeping your purses closed and your purse strings tight for the next 2-3 windows, then so be it. I think then Liverpool that's the sort of situation, and that's how they're looking at it for the next, I don't know, a window or two. We've had some new members. Thank you so much to Alex Price for becoming a BNR Ultra. If you're new to the channel, then just DM me on Twitter and I'll send you the WhatsApp group. What is that WhatsApp group? I think what we're doing is, because we're not giving you exclusive content to our members at the moment, we've created a BNR Ultra group. I try to share some things, whatever I hear, first into that group as well. I like to share my opinions on there as well. So head over to Twitter. I'll send you the WhatsApp link. Alex, thank you so much for your support. And we'll get you added ASAP. And another member, DN Awani or D Nawani, thank you so much for becoming a BNR Ultra. Same again to you, my friend. Head over to my Twitter. I'll send you the WhatsApp link, and let's get you in there and get your opinions. Aki, I was going to text you later on. You're on tonight's show, 10:30. I've got badminton at 10 o'clock. So make sure and just message the buddy now and buy her a nice little gift if you're a bit tight for this evening. Well, Aki's in the building. It's a good job. He saved me a little message for later. Big up to the new members. You ain't ready for the WhatsApp group. Yeah, it's absolute wild. Absolute wild. We've got about 10 million ITKs in there. We've got some emotional crew in there. We've had to put some rules in there for the last week or so, but I'm sure the new members will remain respectful as well, and they'll be welcomed really, really nicely. Cheers, Asim sent you a Twitter on the Twitter. Thank you so much for that. Okay, people, we've more or less discussed Darwin Núñez, Chiesa, Elliott. Who else have we discussed? Dog, Isak. When do you think? Now you tell me. You've had my thoughts. When do you think the Alexander Isak bid comes in? Is it going to come in the next 24 to 48 hours? Is it going to come in when Jackson or any other striker gets lined up by Newcastle? Is it going to come in today? Is it going to come in Friday, as Ehsan says? Tell me. Let me know what you think. Jazzy says, after Sunday's game. Why after Sunday, Jazzy? Before the weekend. Is that Hassan? Next week, Tuesday. So random, various opinions. A mixture. Asim, do you think we get Rodrigo? We'll come on to Rodrigo shortly. Today. Wow. Tomorrow, next week. Okay, I get the idea. It's a mixture of feelings and opinions as well. When do I think the bid goes in? It just depends on Newcastle. It really, really does. And I'm not trying to sit on the fence. I know it's coming soon. I predict Newcastle will, over the next 24 to 48 hours, get in a position to agree a deal with someone like Action Jackson. And then Liverpool will make a move. I still stand by the opinion that I think one or two bids will get rejected, because if Liverpool are at 110, I don't think Liverpool will go to 110 to 125 straight away, because what Newcastle will say, okay, fine, you've gone up 15 million pounds, we're going to reject this, you come back with another 5 to 10 million bids. I think if Liverpool have to go there, they will, around 130, 133.5. But I don't think Liverpool will go at 150. Do I want Liverpool to go at 150 and get the player? Of course I will. Just like I said yesterday, I don't care what it takes. But if I'm being realistic, I don't excuse me, I don't think Liverpool will go to 150, and this is the reason why they put that bid in of 110. It was a deliberate low ball um, a bid just to send a big, massive message over to the hierarchy at Newcastle. Selection is back with another super chat. Big up, thank you so much. When Newcastle agreed terms with the top target, okay, that will be considered encouragement internal at Liverpool LFC, in my opinion. No timescale, in my opinion. Okay, that's fine. That's fair enough. I think I agree with that. We're just trying to predict as to when that situation is going to come, when that encouragement or signal is going to come. The fact that Liverpool are waiting for Newcastle to tell them, okay, we're ready to talk about Alexander Isak, I don't think is going to happen. Some journalists were reporting that. Do you really think Newcastle because the moment Newcastle pick up the phone, I like this bottle. It was my phone yesterday as well. The moment Newcastle pick up that phone to Liverpool and say, we are ready, you're already accepting a position of strength in terms of Liverpool. And Newcastle's position is weakened the moment they pick up that phone. So I just think this is delusional. And I think it was just bad reporting where Newcastle are going to let Liverpool know that we are ready to talk now. Bullshit, if I'm really honest. I think Liverpool are going to make a move. Liverpool are going to be the judges of when that move is going to be. And that's the reason why Newcastle probably rejected it, is because they weren't in a place to talk and in a position to talk about Alexander Isak. The fact that Newcastle are going to pick up the phone and tell Liverpool is just, I just don't think it works in the real world like that. And like I say, the moment Newcastle accept that, okay, we're ready to talk, Liverpool know, okay, fine. We are at 110. We're not moving because you bought Jackson now. I think Liverpool and Newcastle internally know what figures they are looking at. And it'll be around anything between 125 and 135, depending how the add-ons are structured. Okay, people, I'm going to go literally in 3-4 minutes. I'm just going to check how if any supers have been missed. No, I can unstart all these. Rodrigo on the way out. There has been the big, you can call it big, because when Indy tweets about anything, it is big news. And big shout out to Indy, who's close to the channel. We're in touch with Indy on a daily basis, if I'm honest. And he got his big shout out from David Ornstein. I was absolutely buzzing to see that. And I was really, really happy for him. I sent him a congratulations message as well. And Indy is not me, by the way. There's so many rumors on the ultras as well. They were teasing me, saying, Asim, how do you reply to yourself? I can categorically deny that. I like that rumor, by the way, and it'd be easier for me to carry that rumor on. But Indy is not me. I hope it was me, because I'd have 500,000 followers as well on Twitter, and we could bring them over to YouTube as well. But big shout out to Indy. He mentioned that Rodrigo is an option for Liverpool, and Arsenal and Liverpool are approaching Real Madrid, or have approached Real Madrid, about acquiring the services of Rodrigo this summer on a loan. Did Indy say with an obligation to buy? I cannot remember. Ali, tell me if Indy said if there's an obligation to buy. Quickly get Indy on the show. I will do one day. Okay, Asan said yes, he did. I would be, yes, obligation to buy. I can see that. A straight loan for a year with no obligation, I can't see it. I can't see it. I cannot. And I think from what I remember, I think this is the point that we were talking to Avi about, saying, look, Avi, do you think Avi said that? Did he say obligation? Avi said option. Yes, Sidi, you're right. That's what we were saying. We can see an obligation to buy, no problem, because then Liverpool have got no choice. Or sometimes there's a big hefty fee if you decline the obligation. Like I think Chelsea had a 5 million fee for, who was the player that they got on loan? Sancho. I think they paid £3 to £5 million to Man United. So I think for Rodrigo, it'll be a lot higher. It'll be maybe 15-20 million pounds. So yeah, I can't see Liverpool getting that sort of deal where it's a straight 12-month deal with an option to buy. I can't see Real Madrid accepting that. If Liverpool get that, then honestly, give an MBE to Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards as well. So Avi said option to buy, and this is the reason why we gave him shit. So if it turns out to be Liverpool who have got a loan agreement with Real Madrid with only an option to buy, then I will, and Gene will, and everyone else who's giving him shit in the chat on that day will say, you know what, Avi, fair play, you got it right, you called it first, and I'll apologize to the chip as well. Ethan says Asim Rodrigo wants to stay as per Fabrizio. Okay, I actually didn't know Fabrizio said that. If he wants to stay, then let's see what happens. But there was a bit of a cryptic tweet when he came back from holiday. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I'm paraphrasing now about new opportunities or new environments or something like that. What about Belubi? I think he means Beleba. I can't see it, Aki, this summer. I was listening to you guys yesterday. I was in the chat. Gene was saying that Liverpool will not allow Belabor to go around the 60-70 million mark, is where Man United are at the moment. Brighton will be around 90 to 100 million pound mark. We do know that Brighton do get their fee, do get their money on any given transfer. We used and we pounced at the right moment when it came to McAllister, and we could have got him on for free. Let's be honest, but he respected Brighton and what Brighton did for him, bringing him over from South America, and he signed a short-term contract with an option, a release clause, and we got him for 35 million, or else he would have been 65-70 million pounds, especially when you consider how Brighton sell their players. So if Man United do get Belabor, it'll be a 90 to 100 million pound signing this summer. And Gene was going on and saying that Liverpool will make sure that prices gets pushed up. And if he is available, which I don't think he will be, but if he is, Liverpool will make sure they enter the frame for Carlos Baleba this summer. I'll be surprised if I'm honest, but I have to remain consistent as to what I said about Alexander Isak and the option for Bradley Barcola as well. We do not rule out. We do not rule out anything this summer. Anything. And if Liverpool do have Carlos Baleba in their sights, maybe for January signing, maybe for next summer, and someone is trying to get him, then you never know. You never know. Rehan says Wharton all day long. I beg to differ. Wharton is a good player. Wharton is a very good specialized tempo controller. But I think Carlos Baleba has got more to his game than Wharton, if I'm honest. I think Carlos Baleba can be coached, can be instilled with a lot more discipline to be a number 6, but his carrying ability, his power, his intensity, I think is on a different level. And I think he's got a lot more natural talent than Wharton. Wharton, to be fair, is a very, very good ball progressor, balls into midfield, tempo controller, keeps it simple, snuffs danger out. And he's a specialized player for a specialized position. But if I had a choice, Ryan, I'm being honest, I would go for Carlos Baleba. Angela Stiller, didn't he have an injury? I'm sure someone told us in the chat. I don't follow German football much, but I'm sure someone told me that he's got a bit of a long-term injury, maybe an ACL. I don't know. Baleba is Gravenberg on steroids. I like that comparison. We need a pass master from deep. Yeah, I can get. I see that. I see that. I see what you mean. We need a pass master. But if I'm honest, I want mobility as well. I want mobility. The reason why Rihan, is because our team is so fluid. Just going by Sunday's example, is for the second half and especially some parts of the first half as well, where Gravenberg was going into the number 8 position and Soboslai was coming into the 6th position. It was so fluid. And this is what PSG do. Chinese ringing me. Have I done something to the mic? Wait on. Let's get Gene on the stream. Go on, Gene. You're on loudspeaker and you're on the stream as well. But I thought you're ringing me because I've done something to my mic. What's up? Have you got a bomber for us? You and Avi are the bomber guys, not me. But you tweeted today that Liverpool are after 2 forwards and not 1 forward.
Yeah, because I believe we're going to get 2 forwards. And
can you say that again, please? Wait on.
Believe we're going to get 2 forwards.
You believe you're going to get 2? We're going to get 2 forwards. Can you provide us with some information or names, please?
Asim is my source. Ask him.
Listen, we can't hear you. Bye. Rightio. Okay, people, I'm gonna leave it there. My battery has gone empty, so I can't even end the stream. So I'll have to maybe go from the socket. Let's wait and see if I can get an extra 1% into. I can't put comments up. Let me see if I can. This is a nightmare, isn't it? Gene's ringing me. My battery's gone. 2 seconds, people. Right, until I get some battery in my mouse, fire away with some questions. And then I can end the stream. Need a studio. Farouk, our studio will be ready, inshallah, in about a week and a half. It's a race against time. I know it is. But we're working. Our builders are in there right now, putting a load of frames on and all that sort of stuff. Ben is telling me we're on 15,984 subscribers, people. Let's keep going. Smash the like button and subscribe. No, still empty. We're 16 away, people. We've got 656 in the building. Come on, man. Get over 16K so I can go into the admin page and say, you know what? I got us over 16,000. Let me gloat about that, people. Asim, I've stole this from another show, but start, bench, sell. We're gonna do that. You know, big up to H as well. I don't know if he's in the building. He was earlier on. He's given me a massive list as to, you know, the amount of ideas that he had for different type of shows, and one of those shows was start, bench type of shows. And let me, if I see if I can get, once we're in the studio, our content opportunities and the variety of content will get massive. Let's see if I've got some. Oh, here we are. My mouse is working now. Right, where are we at with subscribers? 629 of you people. Come on, let's get us to 16,000 subscribers. How many likes are we on? Let me just check. I don't think we'll get up to 16,000, but let's get the likes up at least.
Here's my top 2 affordable laptops for students who are on a budget. First up, we have the Dell Inspiron 15 laptops. How many likes are we on?
We're on 366. Let's get those up to 400, and then we'll go. If Isak and Bakola, if we get Isak and Bakola, I'd be shaking. We'll all be shaking, Rehan, and more. How many subscriptions left? Shall give you a proper update. Let me go on this back office. We're on 15,990. We're 10 away. We're 10 away. It looks like we're going to do it tonight. But if you're watching the show later on in the afternoon, let's get us to 16,000 subscribers. So we're all happy and rosy tonight. Asim, you reckon we get a signing before Bournemouth game? When's the Bournemouth game? The week on Friday? Yeah, a week on Friday. 10 subs to go. Gene's still on here. A week on Friday. No, I don't think we get a signing. Do we get news? Do we get movement? Do we get someone announced? Not announced, but I think we seriously get some movement. That we're lining up a player. So that's all I can give you. And that's my opinion. If you want to take that as information, you can take that as information if you want. Last comment, Rehan, Bradley Bacall is my dream. I think we realize by now, Rehan, left winger and has been for ages, but not at the expense of Alexander Isak. I agree. And I think we'll all agree to that as well. Okay, people, I'm going to go now. I need to take my family out, and we will be back as ever. Maybe something breaks 6 or 7 o'clock. If not, new contract. Wow. Okay. I don't know where that's come from, but that's my thinking as well. That I think Avi has been saying McAllister is on his way out. He'll go to Real Madrid eventually, and I was listening to the boys as well. That's exactly where I am at. I see him part of the leadership group, and I also think Liverpool over the next 6 months will look to sit down with McAllister and sort a new contract out. Okay, people, we are going. We will catch you on the next one. I think it's me, Aki, me and Aki at the moment. I think Ben's out for today. Gene's out for today. We'll try to get the chip on. If not, we'll make sure we get another. We'll try to get Jake on as well. But smash a like, comment below the line if you're watching the show later on, and we'll catch you tonight. Take care. Have a nice day, and we never know. A big will be coming soon. Bye bye.